No! No! No!
Hi there, thanks for joining me for another episode of Mr. Ed Draws, and in this episode I'm going to be drawing the Hilbert Curve. Now I'm not going to be really drawing it, I'm going to be kind of making it, constructing it in Adobe Illustrator, but first I have to figure out what I'm constructing, because you can see it's kind of a uniform shape here, maybe like, kind of reminds me of like Celtic knots and stuff like that. But it's actually, it has an important purpose in math, and you can learn more about that. I have in the description below links to a few videos that go into detail and let you wrap your head around what it is, what it's used for, and how it can be used in lots of different ways, including art. So I decided I would do this kind of artwork, I guess if you can call it, this mathy art, in Adobe Illustrator. So I wanted to draw this kind of cutting and pasting as much as I can. So I didn't have to draw very much. It's just basically cutting, pasting, moving, joining, and rotating. That's basically all the steps, maybe not in that order, but let's go through what you have to do here. So I basically make a square, and I want to make a cup out of that square. So I'm going to take the top line off, and now I'm going to copy that square so I have two of them, two cups, one side by side. So I have a left cup and a right cup, and they're separated by the width of each one. So kind of an equal space between, kind of looks like thirds there. I'm going to take that central shape, erase it. I'm basically using that central shape as a way to benchmark the distances so that I'm always this one cup's width away from any other object. So copy the bottom one, perform the same operation. You're going to move it up, copy again, move it up, erase that center one so that everything is lined nicely. So now the top cups, you got to rotate those so that they're pouring outward, not pouring inward, pouring outward. So you rotate negative 90 degrees on the left, join negative 90 degrees on the right, join those parts, and then join the lower two parts together, and you're going to get this single line here that describes your second order of the Hilbert curve. Now when you're copying each order, they're only going to be separated by that first order distance. And what do I mean? Well, if I copied it by the second order distance, it's going to be too far away when you join things. So always go by that first order distance, which is basically, if you put this on graph paper, it'd be like one graph square, no matter what. So basically doing the same thing, copying, pasting, moving, erasing, copying, pasting, moving, erasing, rotating, joining lines, and you do this again and again. Eventually, if you stay that same size, you don't change the scale of that object any, you're going to run out of space. So after a while, you're going to have to grab that whole object and resize it down to maybe 50 pixels or whatever, and then start the process again, treating each one of those Hilbert curve groups as a new Hilbert curve. And you're doing the same process again, copying, moving, erasing, rotating, joining. You can do that again and again and again. You could fill the whole workspace that way if you wanted. I do it several times, and I think altogether it took about 20 minutes for me to make all of these together. And I really think it's interesting, as I'm making them and moving things around, the different configurations of shapes that are made in the in-between spaces as I'm moving things. So I think that's interesting how it changes the whole feel of it. It goes from a maze pattern to kind of like this tiling pattern. Really cool stuff there. So we keep doing this again and again. I know that's going to get boring, but the whole point of this is so that I can mask the shape and cut out the negative space and use these two separate pieces with art behind it and kind of get this pixelation going on. So after about the fifth order of this Hilbert curve, I had to rescale it because I was running out of space. So now I'm on the fifth order here, and I'm going to create the sixth order of this, and I think that should be maybe getting close to what I need in order to do the artwork that's going to come on here later. One thing I noticed that I really enjoy about this artwork is no matter what the order of the Hilbert curve, it always neatly connects in those same spots by one order of a line, by one order distance of a line, no matter what the scale. So it could be 10 orders, 20 orders. Every time you perform this, rotate those ones that you have to, those end pieces are going to connect. And that's what I find that really cool. I mean, math is kind of cool that way. Somehow this maze of jiggly jaggly lines that are kind of uniform, but they aren't, all fit together in this neat compact way. And that just, I find that really fascinating. And if you find this video fascinating, or if you like the work that I do here, be sure to subscribe, be sure to hit the bell so that you're notified, and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Comment if you have any questions, or if you just want to say hello. I will usually heart or thumbs up your comments if I don't reply, so please feel free to do that. So I grabbed a vectored sketch. I did the sketch and then I pulled it into Adobe and vectored it so that I could work with it in graphic art. And now I'm going to combine the Hilbert curve with the sketch drawing in a way that kind of pixelates it. It integrates those two forms together. And I want to retain the qualities of that Hilbert curve so you could really see what's going on. At the same time, I wanted to retain the quality of the artwork in the background. I didn't want to lose too much. So it was kind of a lofty goal here. And you can see I'm working through different adjustments to kind of see what works the best. And I found that a difference filter on the masked negative space worked really good, and it allowed enough of the stuff in the back to come through, plus it showed the Hilbert curve pretty much only in where it's drawn. So I really like that part as well. And what do you think? Let me know. I couldn't be happier with how this turned out. I really like how the outline of the Hilbert curve in the negative space of the sketch, it shows up, but it's not really stark. So I really like that, and how it's different colors in the tree. I like that too. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, again, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And as always, until next time, you guys, take care.